Jackaroot's dreams from the heavens above. These are the SK Modifieds as we salute them as they cross over and prepare to do battle. A great send-off, Napa style, from the fans in attendance here at the Stafford Motor Speedway. With wheeling lights raving from the top of the automobile. They're going to be going one more lap before we're set to go green flag competition. Matt Buckler, we've seen a lot of these events in the past. What is some of the high points that we're looking for at the start of this event?
Well, everybody wants to get through the first handful of laps without any incident. Maybe the first 5 or 6 laps, it's for survival. Nobody wants to get into an early indication, and then the race begins. And starting position is totally irrelevant. All we need are concentrating on the guys in the back moving to the front. It will be a great show. Mike Prattley, we would like to thank him. When they come around again, he will have that green flag in his hand, and the season will start. A man who has started so many seasons at Stafford Motor Speedway, more than any other announcer, is ready to kick off another one. The voice of Stafford Speedway, Ben Dodge Jr.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the show. This is SK Modified Racing, lights off on the pace car. It dives to the bottom of turn number 1. 2 by 2, they're ready, they're set. Off turn number 4, Chris Scamato looks him over. Our honorary starter is on the stand. Green, and they're racing Napa style for the SK Modifieds.
And Cam McDermott on the inside has gotten the jump, but look at the comeback on the outside by Brian Sullivan. They are dead even. Body pierced together as they head for the third quarter.
Sullivan up on the wheel. He'll stomp on the gas as they come off turn number 4. Side by side and wheel to wheel, closer than Post People Park. It is Sullivan who leads lap number 1.
And right behind him is Jeremy Sorrell in the 7th car. But there is the 92, leading by a nostril. And Sorrell, he's a guy to watch because he is torturing the back bumper of the Cam McDermott car.
Cam McDermott gets a little more bite. 2 black cars running side by side like evil spiders at the front of the field. Bottom shot move. McDermott now becomes the second leader of the event. Short-lived, Matt. Here comes Todd Owen, Mike Christopher, Woody Pitcat, and Eric Burke, the Bulldog. Second leader in 2 circuits. It's Cam McDermott off turn 4.
And the guy to keep an eye on is Todd Owen as he tries to excavate his way underneath the 82 car. And Todd Owen has just springboarded his way into the top 4.
Give a shout out to Jeremy Sorrell. Matt called it first. Car 77, where are you? It's running to the inside. 3 circuits, 3 different leaders, Matt. And Sorrell takes over the number 1 spot.
The second-year driver has whisked his way into the lead. Look at Owen. He is dead even with that car of Cam McDermott. Right behind him now is the Bulldog, Eric Burke, starting to flex his muscle.
A car that they nicknamed Herbie for Todd Owen is doing just that, scampering to the front of this field. Owen is like a man possessed to the bottom of turn 1. He'll move into second. Here comes the Bulldog, Eric Burke, up to the top 3. Woody Pitcat drops back just a bit. They work their way. Here comes Rowan Pennick, the champ. He's on a move, Matt, as he works magic on the bottom lane.
And he is able to jackhammer his way past the 92 of Sullivan as he picks up a position.
Trouble now. We've got 1 car around. Michael Christopher goes around. A mad scramble as everybody tries to make it through, but it looks like Burnham is the unfortunate one that had no place to go. And
thanks, Joe. Tough break for Joey Muchachar, this number 69 car. The one thing that they didn't want to have happen today was to get into trouble, and already some trouble involved in that accident on lap number 6. The work is being done on the right front. 4 crew members are trying to get inside. Looks like they're going to be trying to adjust the shock. Might be a problem with the alignment on that right front tire. They did blow a tire as well. Jack is down. The 69 is away. A tough break for his first start here in the SK Modifieds, and Nick Salvo also a tough break, but he's already away and clear. Guys?
Off turn number 4, here they come. Jeremy Sorrell and Todd Owen. The green is out. Owen gets a little more giddy up. The Cooker construction machine now runs at the front of the field. Leader number 4 off the turn. Here comes Pennick, Matt. He's following the Bulldog up to the front of the class. Woody Pitcock's not going to be left out of it, and Herbie rides at the point.
And the dry guy who's trying to hang in on the outside is Cam McDermott. But here goes Pitcock, and Pitcock swooshes his way underneath that number 5 car. So Pettick has gotten by him, and Pitcock is trying very hard to do the same thing. Glenn Reed is behind him.
Glenn Reed had a fast race car yesterday, and it's looking just as strong. We shift back to the point. Todd Owen, a gentleman by the name of Woodshea, they built this car in the garage. It's not a store-bought piece. It is different than perhaps, they come together. Jeremy Sorrell rides up on the rub rail of the Todd Owen race car. Back off turn number 4, Owen's car got evil there for just a moment, but here comes the Bulldog, Pat. You picked it earlier. You said he was strong at the end of last year, and I think he's stronger today.
As he is like a tidal wave in that number 66 car crossover move, here comes Sorrell trying to poke his nose underneath Todd Owen. As they rabble-rouse their way off the corner, it is still Owen in command, but Sorrell taking a shot down low.
He does. They almost touch. They cling and they clang on turn number 2. Sorrell tries the bottom a little bit. Nancy can't do it. That leaves the outside open. Here comes the Bulldog. It is Burt running up to second. Eric Burt, the Bulldog, started 7th up to second in 11 circuits. 45 the overall distance. Here comes Sorrell again. Here comes Roman Pennick. Cam McDermott to be left out of the top 5. Then we go back to Woody Pitcock. Then it's Reed, and then it's Brian Sullivan with Burrill at the bottom of the top 10.
Now running 13th and 14th respectively are Keith Rocco and Ted Christopher. So they are teaming up to move their way through the field.
They sure are, and they are picking off slowly. Down the back straightaway. Eric Burt took a peek at the inside. Here comes Rowan Pennick. Pennick, the Hitchcock Pool Waters machine, is looking racy. Off the turn, he gets jostled a bit, and that gives Cam McDermott the opportunity to move back to the podium. Caution flag is out. The Pool and Drywell machine for Nick Salva spins off turn number 4, and that is going to bring out the second caution of the event.
Thanks, Joe. Keith Rocco, work to be done now in the right rear and the right front of this 88 machine. Remember, Joe Koss talked about how much work they had to go through this weekend just to get this car racing for today's SK Modified feature. Keith obviously not happy. They're checking the alignment on the left rear. They've got the tape going on the left side with the tire. The jack is up. Guys aren't really too sure what's the problem with this 88 car, but a lot of other guys on pit road as well. Tyler Hines has already come down twice. He's away. Keith Rocco work still being done. Finally, the jack comes down, so hopefully the problems can be resolved for the 88 car and he can start to work his way back to the front. Let's go back to Joe Koss at the top of pit lane.
As Keith Rocco and Nick Salva able to exit the pit lane. Interesting conversation with Nick Salva earlier in the weekend. Remember, he's got a lot of experience in the SK Light Modified, but this weekend he's taking on 2 challenges that are very, very tough for any driver of any caliber. Not only trying to figure out how to get an SK Modified around this racetrack, but also how to try to get a Whelen Modified tour car around the Speedway. Those 2 cars, Matt and Ben, you have seen many, many modified races here at this racetrack, and you drive them differently. The lines are different, the way you float down into the corner, how deep into the corner you drive, and each of those 3 divisions are very, very unique. And so Nick Salva not only has a lot of learning to do in one division, but when you add 2, it certainly is a tall order for any driver.
You know, Joe, while you were reporting that information, we saw car number 9 for Frank Rocco, a former winner and champion here at the Stafford Motor Speedway. It appeared that it almost looked like there was perhaps something igniting underneath the hood. So again, it appears that car is stopped to the bottom of turn number 4, and the Family Ford of Enfield Safety Services crew is over there to try to assist.
So we can expect that Eric Burt will be a contender to do the same thing.
I'm going to go back to my stats and who are the movers and shakers. Ronnie Williams started 20th. He's up to the 10th spot. Teddy Christopher started 27th, and he is up to the 11th position. You haven't seen anything yet. 13 of 45. Now into the record books. Todd Owen and his team on the inside of the front row. Outside, Eric Burt, row 2. It is Rowan Pennick and Cam McDermott. Give a shout out to him. Woody Pitcock. And the story from Darren Ayotte on pit road is that the Williams car is a little bit loose. Loose is sometimes fast, Matt. Let's see who's going to be the fastest. Green, green, green. And they're racing back to 1.
And nobody is racing harder than Todd Owen right now as he rockets his way back into the lead. The driver who is stirring the drink, Eric Burke, almost got hold by Owen on the backstretch. He's going to try it again as they go into turn 4.
Todd Owen keeps digging on the bottom. Burt keeps biting in the Bulldog on the outside. Leaves the inside lane open. Here comes Rowan Pennick, the Hitchcock Pool Waters machine. Also coming to the front of the field, Woody Pitcat. But Owen is still the leader down the back straightaway. Christopher's moved into the top 10. Car number 13's coming forward. So isn't Glenn Reed in the number 17. But Owen leads lap 15.
Top 4 cars can get inside a fire hydrant. Making the smoke is Todd Owen in car number 81. And now a pretty good move by Sorrell as he launches himself back into the top 5. And he is being pestered by Cam McDermott. And a bold move on the inside by Glenn Reed.
Glenn Reed had a rocket yesterday, and it is ignited again here as he moves to the inside. You know, we can say best about the 13 of TC10, Christopher. He's back in black, and he's formal, and he's fighting, and he's coming to the front. Look at Pennick now, all over Todd Owen. They come off the turn. Owen, the Cooker construction car, is cooking at the front of this field. Meanwhile, Pennick still runs in second. Burke still in the third spot. Pitcat for 4. Sorrell for 5. Christopher, trouble now. Burrell got out of shape, Matt, off turn 2.
And he is able to recover on the backstretch. And Christopher looking to perhaps make a crossover move against the 5 of McDermott. So we have action at the front of the field as plastered in the back bumper of Owen's car is Rowan Pennick. Now Ted Christopher almost trying to get underneath McDermott, but didn't have enough room.
Rowan Pennick, bottom shot move. Owen digs in, shuts the door. There's no room at the end this side as they rumble off the turn. Pitcat now moves into the third spot. Sorrell works his magic down underneath Burt, but Todd Owen is turning in the performance of the afternoon with 19 circuits. Here comes Pennick, the champ. Bonsai move to the bottom. Going. Will it be gone? Yes, off turn number 4. Leader number 5, 20 laps in.
And 25 laps to go. Remember, 5 extra laps. The man who was caught in the middle. There goes Burt going around as he and Reed got together. And Eric Burt, who was having a top 5 run, runs into some trouble as he is in John Deere country on turn number 2. And Burt was going good, but a big traffic jam. He and Reed were in the middle of it, and Eric Burt got the worst of it.
We have 20 positions on the racetrack. And another guy to keep your eyes on is Stephen Kopsik in the Dunleavy truck and trailer machine. This kid, it is his first outing in the SK Modifieds. Matt, he's a mover and shaker. He's picked up a lot of positions as well.
Yeah, he started in 24th position, and now Stephen Kopsik has really improved and is in the upper echelon of the field in 13th place. So he has picked up 11 slots since this race got underway.
Don't count out the Bulldog, Eric Byrne. There is still 25 circuits for him to get back to the front. And for him, I think that's going to be an easy task. Little different this time. Rowan Pennick on the inside and Todd Owen on the outside. Pedal to the metal all the way down into turn 1. And now Woody Pitcat forces his way to the bottom of Todd Owen for second as Pennick becomes the rabbit chased by the dogs.
And let's see what Pitcat can do on the inside as they whirlpool their way off the quarter. Pitcat is in second, but in his hip pocket.
We got Bull spinning down the front straightaway. Goes a 360 spin, heads in the right direction, doesn't stop. He gets high marks for that one, Max.
Boy, he looked like a ballet dancer. What a move by Tommy Bowles. Now asserting himself in sole control a second is Woody Pitcat. Double file battle behind him, and Jeremy Sorrell continues to flirt with the leaders. But look at Reed, car number 17. Reed has moved into third.
He moves into the third spot. Ladies and gentlemen, here comes Teddy, car number 13, creating magic on the bottom. Owen works the outside lane. The inside is open. Owen is sideways. Down the front straightaway. Out and up and forward. Here comes car number 13. It is Christopher up to 4.
We have a problem in turn 4 as Tommy Bowles is perched on the grass. So the race comes to a stop for the third time. And as Bowles brings out the yellow in car number 76, the save of the early season was just executed.
Stable's entry. Stephen Greer went out in the offseason and purchased this brand new race car for Woody Pitcat to be able to run in. He's got some more Buzz Juice, so it kind of mimics the look of the 88 that they ran last year, and that's why it's got that balloon on the side of it. And Adam Scavora is the driver that used to drive this race car. He now owns it, and now he is maintaining this automobile. So it's a bit of a different combination, and Woody Pitcat felt very confident that that would give him the perfect ingredients to be able to get back to victory lane on a regular basis and contend for the title once again this season.
And remember, Ben, Woody drove that car on the Valenti Series 3 times last year, won twice, came in second once.
That is correct. Here they come off turn number 4. And it is Rowan Pennick with just a slight advantage in the outside lane. All of a sudden, here comes Glenn Reed. Red, white, and blue patriotically moves to the bottom. Woody Pitcat shakes him off like a dog who has fleas. They come off turn number 4. Back to the stripe they come. Pennick is still the leader of the event. Here comes Todd Owen. He gets a second win, Matt, and he's creating magic in the outside. We saw that car working on the bottom before, but now it seems to be getting stronger in the outside lane. 24 laps in.
He has found a home in the outside groove, challenging Reed for third place. And right behind those two drivers is Teddy Christopher. Then it's Durrell, followed by McDermott. So McDermott continues to be a top 10 car. Matt Galco, who started almost dead last, he has surfaced in 8th place.
That's a borrowed motor, not the best of the best, but he's making the best of all of that. Here comes Teddy Christopher, bottom shot move, challenges for the 5th position. Currently, here comes Todd Owen again. He puts the hammer down to the outside of Red. Red shakes him off again. Here comes Christopher. Here comes Sorrell. Cam McDermott doesn't want to be left out, and Galco has emerged as they thunder back to the line. Here is Ronnie Williams now among the top 10, and so is it Mike Christopher Jr.
Ronnie Williams has come from 20th position to be a top 10 car. Rowan Pennick has opened up a little breathing room between himself and Woody Pitcat. Maybe the best battle is shaping up between Ted Christopher and Jeremy Sorrell as they blister their way down the front straightaway.
The side-by-side battle becomes a battle between Christopher in the black number 13 and Sorrell in that number 77 car. Meanwhile, McDermott still sits behind them. That's the 6th and 7th spot. Michael Christopher was involved in an early caution. He's come back, and he's currently running in the 10th position. Avery is just out of the top 10 with Jervis with car number 15. The leader still remains the Hitchcock Cool Waters Napa Auto Parts number 99 for defending champion Rowan Pennick. Woody Pitcat is in the 2nd position, and it is still Glenn Reed holding on for 3rd. Oh, that time Sorrell got the chrome horn right underneath the back bumper of Teddy Christopher.
Them two guys who were teaming up to go through the pack. Keep an eye on the 98 of Nick Salva and the 66 of Eric Burke as they are trying to blur their way through the field. Currently running 19th and 20th. They could be a factor in the final 14 laps.
Clock is ticking. Sorrell stays glued to the back bumper of Christopher. That's the battle for 5th. Sorrell looks for daylight down low, doesn't see it, pulls back in the line. Out front still remains Rowan Pennick, leader of the pack. Woody Pitcat, will he have anything in the closing laps of this event?
Michael Christopher tried to make a crossover move that time and came up empty. Against Ronnie Williams, we have a problem. Nick Salva.
And in turn number 2, Michael Jervis goes spinning, and Dan Avery spins after the fact.
Tough on the outside groove. That is something that will be a necessity for him against Rowan Pennick, who has shown pretty good breakaway potential. Adam Scavera looking for his first win. He's a car owner here at Stafford. You know, he's driven that car. Rich Malai has been a driver for him. And now Woody Pitcat. And he is trying to get into the winner's circle. Can he do it against Rowan Pennick?
Car number 15 was considered an accident car, and therefore it's got to go to the back of the field. So this is what the readjusting of the lineup is taking place as we speak. Place your bets now in this high-stake game of poker. The cream has risen to the top. They're back up to speed, and Pennick has a little more giddy up than Woody Pitcat.
And Glenn Reed trying to fill the hole to the inside as he barnstorms his way dead even with Woody Pitcat.
Todd Owen continues to stay with the big dogs in the top 3. He's still back in the 4th spot, forcing Christopher back with Sorrell in a battle for 5th and 6th. Meanwhile, Danny K talked about. Car 26 is also coming forward. Just in front of him is Keith Rocco and Ronnie Williams. Good racing. Oh, trouble now. Contact was made. They scramble and they spin. And it looks like cars involved include Nick Salva, who's had a roller coaster event so far.
Keith McDermott, Cam McDermott is 7th, Ronnie Williams 8th, Matt Galco 9th, and Mike Christopher Jr., having a much better opening day than he did a year ago, is running in the top 10.
Joey Mucciacciaro just out of the top 10 with Danny Cates, David Burnham, Stephen Kopsick, Eric Burnt, and Brian Sullivan.
So we have 12 laps to go.
And remember,
that
there's
is
5 extras.
Yeah, the beneficiary of that, the cars that just pitted, they'll have a chance to bob and weave their way through the field to try to get a top 10 finish or better. But the battle is up at the front between 2 former champions, Rowan Pettick and Woody Pitkat.
It's not over with yet as they come rumbling off the turn. Woody Pitkat gets a good bite in the outside lane. The green flag comes out.
And here comes Pettick. He got a little push.
A yellow flag.
Green, but the yellow.
Boy. We've got the caution coming out because of the start not being to the liking of our race director, and then we've got a scramble of some cars that got stuck in the upper.
As you alluded to, he also learned a thing or two about pit road. His first SK modified start not to their liking, but he'll be back in a couple weeks.
Certainly did, Darren, and that kid's got a ton of talent. He has nothing but kudos from all of us who watched him run during the first half of this event. No question about that. Well, we're going to see it all over again. Lights from Whelen Engineering are turned off, and the story is again Rowan Pettick and Woody Pitkat in the front row. Row number 2 is going to be Glenn Reen, the 17 car, and Todd Owen. Row number 3, Jeremy Sorrell and Ted Christopher. So that's 3 rows back, Matt.
And very interesting, in 7th place right now is Mike Christopher Jr., so he will be trying to go inside of Uncle Ted on this restart. That'll be very interesting to see that develop.
Let's see what's going to happen. Remember, last time it was a start. This time it's a picture-perfect one. The green flag is out. Trouble now. Michael Christopher kicked down to the center of the infield. And Nick Salva definitely is having a day he'd like to forget because he has a car crossed up in front of him on the front straightaway.
Throughout the season. So that adds a bit of complexity to a schedule, Ben, and you've been around race cars for a very, very long time. It'll make race day Friday night a very busy evening.
It certainly will, but I have to tell you something. I've known Todd since he was just a youngster of 15 years of age. He just never quits. He keeps digging in, and his passion and love for the sport of racing is an amazing talent that he has. He is a fabricator and builder, and more than that, he helps anybody that needs help. And that's something you don't often see in sports today.
And look who are back in the top 10. Joey Mucciacciaro in the 69, DJ Burnham in the 59, and Eric Burnt is in the top 10.
Chris Gambano stares him down again. There's the green. Looks pretty good this time. As Pettick sees, Owen's car helped her just a bit on the initial start. So Rowe came back to life. Woody Pitkat gets up on the gas and up on the throttle. Wheel man at the point, 2 of them. And it appears that Pettick still has just enough to keep his car in command. But look at Glenn Reen. He's not giving up, Matt. He lights the podium as he thunders to the front of the class.
And he moves into second by a crouton over Woody Pitkat. Inside groove, 4th place, Sorrell. What a battle between Joey Mucciacciaro and Ted Christopher. And Mucciacciaro is taking a spot away from TC.
10 laps to go. Double high fives. Meanwhile, here comes Mucciacciaro. Oh, trouble now. Down the front straightaway, Brill is involved. Michael Christopher is involved. And Kid Rock, Keith Rocco. 3 cars will bring out a caution. Brill is able to pull away. Michael Christopher went around in that spot just before the last caution. And now Keith Rocco picks up at the rear of the field.
Because as a car owner, he is doing pretty well. Joey Mucciacciaro, this is a one-time deal. He is now in 7th place. And what a pass he just made against Ted Christopher. So Joey Mucciacciaro, a youngster from Wilkin, started in the Legend cars, races Fender cars down south, And in his debut in an SK Modified, he has done pretty well.
He sure has. Let's set the field for you. Rowan Pettick, your leader. Glenn Reen is shown in the second position. And then it's Jeremy Sorrell in the third spot. Woody Pitcat for 4. David Burnham, Joey Mucciacciaro, Ted Christopher, Dan Avery. We're back at speed.
And trying to get the jump on the outside, Glenn Reen. So he is challenging Pettick for the lead. And the challenge doesn't last long. Pettick is able to scoot back in front. Here comes Reen making a counter charge.
Glenn Reen is a real wheelman as well, and Pettick is teaching him a thing or two as they continue to slice and dice coming off turn number 4. Meanwhile, Woody Pitcat has moved back onto the podium as he tries to work his way around Sorrell, but Sorrell just doesn't give up, and he takes back the third spot. Meanwhile, keep your eyes on Mucciacciaro because he is running more like a pro, like he's done this all his life in the SK Modifieds, Matt, as he currently sets at 5.
Dan Avery is back there. He is in 6th place trying to take a position away from Mucciacciaro. Dan Avery, they have worked on making him better in the last 10 laps of a race. We'll see if that strategy can pay off.
Meanwhile, Sorrell just literally went up on the rub rail on the left rear quarter of car number 17. That upset Glenn Reen's car for a second. He's back up the front, and the news is the machine did run low on fuel. So car number 81, a fuel problem is the story there. Meanwhile, off the turn, look at Glenn Reen. He was sideways in turn 4. Here comes Sorrell. Now Reen guards the spot. Sorrell to the bottom, side by side, man off 2.
Sorrell is trying to slash his way underneath Glenn Reen. Pitcat is there. 2nd, 3rd, and 4th can fit in a pothole. Here comes Sorrell, trouble for Reen, and Sorrell moves into 2nd place.
No question about it. His fans jump up and down in the seats. Sorrell has moved into the runner-up spot. Here comes Woody Pitcat, the tail that wags the dog. He moves into the 3rd spot. Reen back to the 3rd position. Mucciacciaro up for 5, and Dan Avery's found the magic again. He currently sent trouble down the backstretch. Membrino goes spinning with Johnson and Bob Charland.
We see Jarvis involved in car number 15.
Yep, the 00 Membrino.
Here, driving open wheel cars. He was a late model fender man before he came to Stafford in 2014, won the SK Light Championship in his first year, went to the Modifieds, the SKs last year, had a great rookie year, but this is his finest hour in his SK career today, running 2nd alongside Rowan Pettick.
Certainly is. Definitely a guy to watch. There's no question about that. Let's see what's going to happen now. Remember what the owner of Woody Pitcat's car said earlier to Joe Koss, that they didn't want to see cautions. They needed a long run because that car got better. Sorrell slips up the racetrack. What I said becomes a lie suddenly because Woody Pitcat quickly moves into 2nd before they get through 3 turns on the racetrack. Here comes Pettick. Here comes Avery further back. Here comes Mucciacciaro. The Thunder is coming to the front.
And also DJ Burnham is in the upper tier of the field. A scramble for 4th. Now in the grass is Mucciacciaro, and he was tilted down the backstretch in John Deere country. We will see what happens. The cars approach the stripe, and the yellow comes out before they can complete the lap.
The caution comes out.
And I think I've seen that from my perspective down here in the infield. In the early stages of the race, Jeremy Sorrell was not holding anything back, and he's going to need that level of aggression to be able to get by champions like Woody Pitcat and Rowan Pettick at the front of the field. But he's got to certainly earn his stripes a little bit as he's going up against some of the best in the business. He's got a guy like Dan Avery right behind him, long history of modified racing, and that combination you were talking about a little bit earlier with Dan Avery and Stash Butova, he said, I want Stash because I want the long-run race car. Dan Avery showing at the top of the class towards the end of this race. I think that says something. That strategy may be working for this team this year.
I think you're right, Joe. Right now, the field is being told, and their spotters being told, to go single file. Now, if you know anything about the Stafford Motor Speedway, you know that the only time you'll see them go single file is if it's an adjustment in the lineup or to clean up the racing surface. Why is that, Matt?
Because double file will make you smile. And that has always been the philosophy here at Stafford Motor Speedway. And that was the law, according to Jack Arute Sr., that it would always be double file restarts. And everybody has copied it. Now they have it on the Wheeling Tour. They have it at NASCAR. But Stafford was the one that always had double file starts. That's all we know here. So we have 4 laps to go, and this is going to be a pressure cooker for Rowan Pettick, because this time he's going to be attacked on the outside by Woody Pitkat, and behind him, Jeremy Sorrell. So it is going to be very crowded at the front of the field.
It sure is, Matt, and all bets are off. We are down to the final 4. You know what that means? We are down to 2 miles left in the competition here, Matt. 2 miles, that's all it's going to be. What's going to happen? We know what the owner of Woody Pitkat's car said. He needs the opportunity to run some distance before the car comes in. He's only got 2 miles for distance. If this was a regular Friday night event, it'd be over right now, and Pettick would be standing in victory lane. It's not. It's the Napa 45, and there's the green.
Right now he is standing on the throttle, trying to get away from Pitkat. He succeeds. Down low, Sorrell trying to yank second away from Woody Pitkat.
At the point, like a point of an arrow, Rowan Pettick still in charge. Here comes Pitkat. Here comes Sorrell. Dan Avery is in the mix. They come off the turn. Meanwhile, Red is in the mix as well. Going into turn 2. It's Pettick still the leader. 42 and counting. Bowles moves into the top 6. Here comes Avery. He wants to visit the podium. You might have counted him out earlier, but you should have, because Dan Avery is coming to the front of the class.
He is almost even with Woody Pitkat in a ferocious fight for third. Here comes Avery, and
Eric Bird goes around Max.
And the yellow is out.
We told you the story of Dan Avery. We told you the story of Sorrell. Glenn Reed. What about Tommy Bowles? Brand new race car. They call it Tabitha because it was bought on Halloween this past year, and that car has emerged among the top 6 cars. Teddy Christopher just out of the top 6, but there's still 2 circuits remaining in this event. Off turn number 4, Chris Cabato stares them down again. Spotters with their hands on their button. Here they come. Green, and we're up to speed. Sorrell has a slight advantage, but by the time they hit turn 2, it is Pettick, the leader of the pack.
And here goes Woody Pitkat, trying to barnstorm his way underneath Sorrell. Green making a bold move in car number 17. As they whiplash around the corner, it is still Rowan Pettick in command with 1 lap to go.
Final time down to the bottom of turn 1, the champion of 2015, Rowan Pettick. Gold is the color of the car, like gold is the passion of the money. Into turn number 3, Kevin Crowley, the crew chief, the Hitchcock, Kelly Iverson, number 99, will visit Napa Victory Lane and secure the impressive victory. Woody Pitkat will finish unofficially in second. Jeremy Sorrell, brilliant run.